we tell a lot of men that a lot of men have toxic masculinity, which means they just get angry and they're frustrated and they're too aggressive and too violent, right? And what is anger? Anger is what somebody expresses instead of pain. So it's the expression of a pain that's not expressed. And that's what it is. So when somebody's angry, you just ask them, what are you afraid of? Or what's the pain behind it? And suddenly the anger starts whittling behind because they go there and they think about it. We need healthy anger. Everything that comes out of our body naturally, whether it's emotions, hormones, whatever, have a function. And we can't go into black and white thinking, which is like, this is bad, this is good, this is bad. Again, we're putting in categories. And it's like, yeah, but my body's producing that. So it can't be all bad. What is the positive function of it? And it has a positive function, just like everything else. And the positive function of anger is it gives you an indication of where there's a transgression, where there was boundaries that were supposed to be there and they weren't. Right? If you didn't have anger, you wouldn't know when somebody's crossing your boundaries.
You mean like if I didn't have anger, I wouldn't have hit the gym, I wouldn't have tried to better myself.
Correct. Or somebody, let's say somebody has, insults you or says something. If you don't get angry at that moment, at that second, to be able to be assertive. Now, the reaction is not anger. Anger is the emotion. I'm not saying angry reaction. I'm saying anger is the emotion. You've got to own it and say, right now I'm angry. And I don't accept that. And that's not okay with me. So I'd prefer you don't do this again. Because otherwise we're not going to have a relationship, or we're not going to be able to relate with one another or go forward the way I'd like to with you. And that's it. So now responding to the anger is a choice. How you're going to respond. Either you're going to go into reactiveness, which is, fight, flight, freeze, fawn, whatever you do. Or you're going to really feel your anger and say, I'm angry right now. What made me angry? What's behind this anger? I didn't like that, which means I have a boundary there, or one of my values were crossed, and I've got to establish that with assertiveness, which means I'm going to let the other person, you just crossed into a territory that I'm not comfortable with, so you got to go back there. So every emotion we have has got to be owned, every one of them, and be felt.